Dan Perry here with another Dan on Tech Python video.
In the last video we looked at just see if two things were equal. Now what we're going to do is look and see if not only they're equal, we're going to check the other conditions. And there are 6 conditions that we can test. Those 6 conditions are, of course, what we did last time, which was the equal, to see if two things were equal, and that again was the double equal. We can check to see if the two things are not equal, and that's an exclamation point equal. Sometimes you'll hear that called a bang equal. A greater than says what's on the left is greater than what's on the right. A less than says what's on the left is less than what's on the right. Greater than or equal to, what's on the left is either greater than or it is equal to what's on the right. Less than or equal to, what's on the left is either less than or it is equal to what's on the right. What I've done is gone ahead and created a new file, and this one has all 6 of those tests. The first test is x equal to y. If that's true, it will print x equals y. Then x not equal to y. If that's true, it'll print x not equal to y. Now I think if you look at those, you'll realize those two cannot both be true. You can't have x equal to y and not equal to y at the same time. Then I have x greater than y, x less than y, x greater than or equal to y, and x less than or equal to y, and the one print statement in each one. I'm going to start it with x and y both equal. Well, if that's the case, the x equal y should be true. The not equal should be false. The greater than and the less than should also be false. But the greater than or equal, because they are equal, should be true. And the less than or equal should also be true. So when I run it, I get x, or 4 equals 4, so it found this one true. I don't see a not equal, or greater than, or less than printed, but I do see the greater than or equal as well as the less than or equal printed. It did exactly what we thought it was going to do. Now if I change x to 5, it's going to change the results. Now if I run the program, the equal is false. X is not equal to y. So it skipped that one. But the not equal was true, so it went in and printed the x, or 5, not equal to 4 in this case. The greater than was true because 5 is greater than 4. The less than is false because 5 is not less than 4. The greater than or equal to is true because x is greater than, so that one matched, but the less than or equal was false. Now let's go in and let's make y6. And to do this now, I'm also going to go in and I'm going to use something called the debugger. And so if I click on different lines of code, I can have it stop or pause and see what the value of variables were to see what it did. So I can step through this. Those red dots are a breakpoint for the debugger. So it should pause if it reaches those lines of code. Now if I want to get rid of a breakpoint, I just click again on the red dot and it goes away. So now if I right click here and instead of run, I go down to debug. Now it starts the debugger. And the first place it stopped is on this print f, the f string, the x not equal y, or 5 not equal 6. Well, it checked the equal. That was false, so it skipped over that print. Then it checked the not equal. That was true, so it came down into this print statement. And if I look at my variables down here at the bottom, it shows that x and y are not equal to each other. We've got 5 and 6. So now I tell it to go on, and it'll go to the next time it hits a breakpoint. Notice it skipped the x greater than y because it did not go into the if statement. It skips that breakpoint because it never sees it. Comes in, it does go into the x less than y. So it does this print. So it's getting ready to do the print. If I look at my console side, I've still got the first print. The second print has not printed yet. The one that's about to, that says, that will say 5 less than 6, because it's paused just before it, it has not executed the line it's on. Now I tell it to go on. Now it skipped the x greater than or equal to y, and it went into the x less than or equal to y. Again, 5 and 6 there. If I look at my console, it has printed the 5 less than 6 from above. It's not printed this line yet until I tell it to resume. So when I do that, now it's finished the program, and it has printed the last inequality line and then the after the if. So that's how these work. So if I change those values, those variables, it's going to test to see if they're equal or not.
Thank you for watching this Dan on Tech video. Please subscribe to this playlist so you don't miss future videos. Please check out and subscribe to our other Dan on Tech channel playlists.